Just a few days after returning from overseas, my stepsister, Chelsea, couldn't wait to come and gloat. "My dear sister, I hear your husband is divorcing you. TSK, 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 you're so pathetic, sister, no one loves you." Then, she threw photos of her and my husband having sex in bed at my face, flaunting them in front of me. I smiled. Did she not know Kevin had an STD? "Good sister, your husband also transferred the 100 million inheritance your Arthur left you stateside. You won't get a single cent from the divorce." She watched me, full of anticipation for my heartbroken, tearful reaction. I smiled again. "This inheritance was ill-gotten gains my late father, with disdain, left me to harm me before he died. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I was afraid to even touch it, and Kevin just transferred it. Sign it. We were married for a few years, after all. I'll give you 1.5 million as compensation." Kevin stood by my bed, looking at me coldly, and tossed a divorce paper at me. Seconds before, I was catching up on sleep, and I was extremely annoyed that he woke me up. The next second, I tried my best not to laugh too loudly. I quietly pulled the blanket over my face, shaking with silent laughter underneath. Kevin must have thought I was crying, because he added, 1.5 million, not a penny more. "The new agreement will be brought over the day after tomorrow." Then he slammed the door shut as he left. Hilarious. I immediately opened my browser and typed in, car recommendations. The next day, my dear stepsister found out Kevin was divorcing me. She came over grinning ear to ear to find me. I thought she came to mock me. Turns out, she came to be hilarious. Chelsea strutted in and stood in front of me, tisking and shaking her head. "My dear sister, I hear your husband is divorcing you. TSK, 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 you're so pathetic, sister, no one loves you." Then, she threw photos of her and my husband having sex in bed at my face, flaunting them in front of me. I smiled. Did she not know Kevin had an STD? But I wasn't going to tell her yet. She looked so happy, like she'd found a treasure. Let her be happy for a while longer. I scoffed. "You two deserve each other, may you be cursed together forever. You." Chelsea flew into a rage, grabbing a glass of water to throw on me. Smack. I snatched it back with a swift motion, slapped her, and splashed the water on her face. "Get out. You homewrecker. You've learned Aunt's art of seduction quite well, haven't you?" "Ah. Audrey, how dare you hit me?" Chelsea covered her face in disbelief, then seemed to remember something. She snorted at me. "Good sister, your husband also transferred the 100 million inheritance your Arthur left you stateside. You won't get a single cent from the divorce." She watched me, full of anticipation for my heartbroken, tearful reaction. I smiled again. "This inheritance was ill-gotten gains my late father, with disdain, left me to harm me before he died. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I was afraid to even touch it, and Kevin just transferred it. That 100 million is for you and Kevin to buy coffins with. Now get out." I pointed to the main door. "Sister, don't hide and cry, humph." Chelsea, acting as if she'd won the lottery, wiggling her hips, walked away with a triumphant smile. Before, I was puzzled why Kevin was giving me money. Turns out, he transferred my 100 million in ill-gotten gains. Wait, no, why was I happy about that? He transferred 100 million of my assets and only gave me 1.5 million? Oh, Kevin, you're something else. Just wait. As soon as I'm done with Sharon, I'm coming for you. 2. Kevin and I had a pure marriage of convenience. For years ago, while I was in college, I excelled academically and qualified for a scholarship to study overseas. But I didn't have the money. I asked my Arthur for a loan for the first time, even though hope was slim. Sure enough, he didn't agree. Don't even think about it. Go ask the mother who abandoned you. I had a terrible temper, and he used to hit my mom and me when I was a kid. I had William protecting me, but my mom couldn't take it anymore, so she left me and ran off. How could I possibly find my mom? Consider it a loan from me. I only saw him sneer a few times before he nodded and agreed. Alright, marry Kevin's son. I want to secure that big order from his family. With that connection, it's a sure thing. I had a bad feeling. A ghost marriage? That's illegal. I scoffed and immediately told me Kevin had an STD. Well, that wasn't much better. I agreed. Back then, I desperately wanted to escape that place, to escape certain things. I naively thought, I'll take the money and run. And so, Kevin and I got married in a whirlwind in the shortest time possible. Thankfully, my late father, with disdain, kept his word. We got married in the morning, and the money was in my account by the afternoon. I left that very night, rushing out with one red shoe and one blue shoe. It wasn't until I got off the plane that a foreign child knelt in front of me, staring at my feet with curiosity. Only then did I realize I had put on the wrong shoes. I endured 4 years of hardship overseas and finally graduated. I resolutely decided to return stateside. After my Arthur died, the mansion left behind in Sterling, which William had founded, were both taken over by Sharon. I intended to get all of them back. I never expected such a big surprise upon my return. Kevin acted quickly. The day after Chelsea caused trouble, he came back with the divorce papers already drafted. He threw them on the coffee table in front of me. "You're blocking my TV. Do you have any consideration?" This cheesy drama was right at a dramatic turnaround. My body was angled, my eyes glued to the screen. "Here's the newly drafted divorce paper. Sign it." I'm losing my patience. At the mention of paper, I finally tore my gaze away from the TV. I picked up the agreement and went straight to the compensation clause. It was exactly $1.5 million, no mistake. I thought Kevin wouldn't touch my $100 million, since the amount was too large. Those who do wrong deeds always fear retribution. I chuckled and picked up the pen. All right, I'll sign it now. This wasn't an ex-husband, this was my personal ATM. Just as I was about to sign, the more I thought about it, the more something felt off. "Audrey, no, your family went bankrupt. Where did you get the money to give me?" My hand paused on the second word of my signature. I had caught the problem in time. 3. The news of his family going bankrupt had spread like wildfire. I had even heard about it overseas. I heard they were deeply in debt, and Kevin's Arthur had been hounded by creditors to the point of suicide. In the end, his mom had to sell a lot of real estate and get money from her family's wealth to pay it back. I looked up at Kevin, confused. His gaze flickered, and his expression was extremely unnatural. He remained silent for a long time. My heart sank. Goodness, he most likely took it from the $100 million in ill-gotten gains that he'd moved from me. He really dared. Infuriated, I threw the pen aside, suppressing my temper, and told him coldly, "I don't want the $1.5 million. Do you have a house in your name?" "Yes, why?" "A small one-bedroom apartment, a bit old." Kevin looked impatient, thinking I wanted to add another property. This man was the worst kind of person, cheap and greedy. "Change it then. I just want the house." Small and old was fine, at least it wasn't ill-gotten gains, so I could take it without worry. Kevin nodded, saying nothing. After all, the house's value was far less than $1.5 million. He picked up the discarded divorce papers from the coffee table and turned to leave. I wouldn't stay here either. The house I was living in was originally given to him by his Arthur. It wasn't appropriate for me to stay there any longer. I decided to go back home. It had been a while since I'd seen my dear Sharon. I took a taxi, staring blankly out the window from the back seat. Sharon was a woman my Arthur married not long after my mom ran off. She was his best friend's stepmother. That's right, his best friend's stepmother. Back then, Sharon was young and skilled at flirting, completely smitten my Arthur. Whenever my Arthur went to his friend's house, he'd bring me along as a shield, claiming I insisted on playing with Sharon's young daughter. Hilarious, I was 8 then, she was 4. Was I fighting over a baby bottle with her? Just like that, back and forth, they had countless illicit encounters. Seeing the big fish was hooked, Sharon immediately divorced the old man and married my Arthur. At their wedding, my Arthur's best friend caused a huge scene, injuring many guests with a mop. My even got roughed up, disheveled and pathetic, and despite being big and strong, he couldn't win. "If I wasn't so disgusted, I'd douse you with a bucket of crap, you home wrecker." Mai's face was ashen with fury, but he couldn't do anything to him. I burst out laughing. I, on the other hand, was hiding in the corner, thoroughly enjoying the show and laughing until I almost fell over. Finally, Sharon probably couldn't take it anymore. She approached his best friend and whispered something. His best friend actually walked away, carrying the mop. "Damn it. Audrey, don't let me see you again." Smack. 4. Perhaps he wasn't satisfied, so he used the mop to smash the wedding photo standee of my Arthur and Sharon that stood by the main entrance. He didn't notice that something fell out of his pocket with his exaggerated movements. After he left, I walked over curiously and picked it up. It was a pair of lace underwear embroidered with Sharon's name. It startled me so much I immediately threw it away. This family is really messed up. I wondered why his father hadn't shown up, but his son was furious. Turns out, Sharon had AFA. IRS with both the father and the son. This incident dealt a significant blow to my young mind. Every time I was in class, my mind would wander several times. Stumbling along, Sharon eventually moved into our house, the mansion left behind, with her baggage, derogatory, young daughter. I didn't like her one bit, just as she didn't like me. Our daily routine involved her either scolding me or ordering me around. I just pretended not to see it. Later, it got worse. But I didn't care at all. Let her scold me, I didn't lose anything vital. I truly started to hate Sharon on my 16th birthday. They had been married for 8 years by then. Perhaps for some men, the unattainable is always the best. That day, my Arthur went to find my mom. Sharon found out and came to take her anger out on me, like a shrew, completely losing her delicate, sweet facade from years ago. You and your mother both look like vixens, you bitches, seducing other people's husbands. You and your mother should both die. You can't compare to Aunt, who seduced both the father and the son, not picky about any man. I wouldn't dare to die. I want to see what happens to Aunt in the end. I calmly retorted, not giving Sharon a glance, slowly eating the simple cupcake in my hand. Perhaps my words enraged her, or perhaps a secret had been exposed. Smack. You little bitch. The cupcake was completely smeared on my face, and my neck felt a sudden pain as if something had been ripped from me. Give it back. Don't think I don't know you're wearing such a good piece. You little bitch, you must have stolen it from your Arthur. What held in her hand was the imperial pendant, the only thing William had left me. I rushed at her to snatch the pendant, and we ended up wrestling. However, a 16-year-old malnourished teenager was no match for a woman in her late 30s. She punched me in the nose, causing it to bleed. I covered my nose in pain, watching as she flung the pendant far away. Clink! The pendant broke into 2 halves. 5. This pendant was given to me by William when I was 7, just before he passed away. William told me that if I ever encountered difficulties, I could sell it. When I was little, only William was truly good to me. I valued this family bond more than anything. Of course, I wouldn't sell it. To me, it was a sentimental keepsake, immeasurable in value. But now it was broken. I usually wore it hidden under my clothes, afraid Chelsea would take it from my room. But I still couldn't protect it. I stared blankly at the jade shattered on the ground, holding back my tears for a long time. From then on, I never let Sharon verbally abuse me again. If she cursed me, I cursed back even worse. If she treated me like a servant, I ignored her completely. If she instigated my Arthur to cut off my allowance, I worked part-time to earn money myself, living on 3 bread rolls a day. We're here, Mississippi. I've dropped you off at the entrance. Venmo or WhatsApp? I snapped back to reality. Oh, cash. I pulled out about $30 bills from my wallet and counted them repeatedly. I counted out 20 single-dollar bills and handed them to the driver. Driver. Oh, Audrey? Living so miserably? It was Sharon's voice, my stepsister. I remembered that annoying voice perfectly. A miscalculation. I was caught in such an awkward situation. I got out of the car, picked up my luggage, and retorted through gritted teeth. How can I compare to Aunt's good girl? She became a homewrecker. She even hooked up with her brother-in-law. Her life is much better than mine. What nonsense are you talking about? Chelsea would never be rebellious like you. Sharon grew anxious. Heh, go ask your good daughter yourself. Maybe you're about to become a grandmother. I walked past her directly and entered the mansion where I had lived for over 10 years. Hey, what are you doing? Sharon pushed me. I was holding a suitcase and almost lost my balance and fell. Ma'am, derogatory, if why? Oh, you touch me again, I'll call the police. What business is it of yours if I come back to my own home? Your home? Oh, let me tell you, your Arthur gave me this mansion before he left, so this mansion is mine now. Sharon looked at me triumphantly, as if she were the owner of this mansion. However, out of respect for your Arthur, I might let you stay. But if you make me angry, you'll be kicked out. My eyes almost rolled into the back of my head. I held it in. Do you have the property deed? How can you just claim it's yours? You're shameless. This was mine and your Arthur's shared property, you little brat. Your mouth is still so foul. I'll tear your mouth off. Saying this, she raised her hand to pinch my face. Aunt, your hands smell as bad as you are. I turned and dodged, heading upstairs, ignoring Sharon's shouts behind me. I opened the door, went inside, and locked it. 6. I took out the cell phone from my chest pocket and tapped stop recording video. I opened the photo gallery and played it. Sharon's raspy voice came through. Oh, Audrey? Living so miserably? Your mouth is still so foul. I'll tear your mouth off. The angle was a bit off, but the visuals were clear, and the sound was crisp. I was very satisfied. I opened a social media app, edited a post, and uploaded the video. I typed the caption, What do I do when my stepmother takes over my house after my biological father's death? She even wants to kick me out. I tapped post. Yes, very satisfied. My account primarily featured daily life overseas, and I had accumulated 1 million followers, so I wasn't worried about it not being seen. After a quick tidying of the room, I comfortably went to sleep. The next day, Kevin called. Audrey, come to City Hall to get divorced. The house has already been transferred to your name. I woke up instantly, stiff as a board. Okay. Kevin was already waiting at City Hall. What surprised me, however, was that Chelsea was there too. They stood together, holding hands, all lovey-dovey, occasionally stealing a kiss. I had been standing there for a long time without them noticing me. Oh, I've come at an inconvenient time. The two of them turned around, as if just noticing me. Oh, sister, you're here? Sister, please don't be angry, Kevin and I are truly in love. Let's go. Hilarious, I couldn't be happier. I walked ahead. The three of us walked into the City Hall entrance, one after the other, drawing curious glances from countless couples. 3 people entering City Hall was indeed scandalous. At first, I didn't know why Kevin brought Chelsea. To watch me make a fool of myself, or to mock me? But I quickly found out. The moment the divorce certificate was stamped void, documents. She waved them in front of me, a triumphant smile on her face. Excuse me, sister, Kevin and I are going to get our marriage certificate now. I'm taking both your man and your money, sister me, lol. Staff, surprised but used to it. I wonder if my sister can handle it. After all, sisters' things are never good. I gave her a look like she was an idiot. Even the divorcing couple stared at us several times. How embarrassing. May you be miserable together, forever entwined, and struggle with 2 kids in 3 years. I watched the two of them with amusement. I followed them to the marriage. I watched them fill out a series of forms. Have you both had your premarital physicals? The staff member asked. I saw a flicker of unease in Kevin's eyes. No need, we're fine, Chelsea quickly replied. 7. I couldn't help but let out a snort of laughter. Chelsea turned and glared at me, pretending to wipe away tears and secretly cry. Actually, Kevin is a good man. Of course, but sister won't have that good fortune. Yes. My good stepsister is getting married, so as her older sister, I should give her a big gift. I waited until they had gotten their marriage certificate, and Kevin had gone to the garage to get the car, leaving Chelsea to wait outside. I leaned close to Chelsea's ear. My dear stepsister, Kevin lied to you, he has an STD, remember to get yourself checked at the hospital. I turned and walked away, having accomplished my mission without a trace. Back at the mansion, Sharon wasn't there. At this hour, she should be at Sterling. I picked up my cell phone and dialed a number. This person was a former general who had worked with William. I had helped him in the past. The first thing I did after returning stateside was contact Uncle. Uncle, has there been anything unusual at Sterling lately? Yes, Audrey. The materials department imported materials that were better and more expensive than before, costing more than double. I've checked and compared them, there's hardly any difference in the materials. I tapped my fingers thoughtfully. Sharon must have took kickbacks. Also, Audrey, Sterling's orders are constantly being inexplicably hijacked by a company called Nova. The company's situation isn't optimistic right now. I see. Thank you, Robert. Robert paused, then sighed and said, don't say that. I owe your William. I've worked at this company for decades, and I can't bear to see it going downhill. It's just that Sharon currently has the majority shareholder, so there's nothing we can do. Robert, I won't let the company go bankrupt, don't worry. By the way, Audrey, did you receive the share transfer document and debit card I sent you? They specifically entrusted me to give them to you after you came of age, but you were overseas for the past few years, so I didn't have a chance to give them to you. I received them, thank you, Robert. At first, I was surprised to see the 20% share transfer document. I never expected that my William had paved the way for everything for me. There were even 20 million in the debit card. Although corporation wasn't large, I could start working there right after college and never worry about food or clothing. It's J. UST that William probably never imagined there would be someone like Sharon, or that my Arthur would give all his shares to Sharon, or even that I would go overseas. Since I have shares, I'll go all in. 8. Audrey, get down here. Get out. What's this about you filming a video slandering my mom, saying she treats you badly? Oh, my good stepsister is back. I opened the app and, sure enough, it had went viral. Comments were overwhelmingly saying my good stepmother was malicious. I opened the window and saw Sharon and her daughter shouting at me from the doorway downstairs. Oh? More than 2 people? There's also a reporter. What's wrong, dear stepsister? I slowly walked downstairs and stood in front of them. Sharon's eyes wide with fury, she charged forward, trying to slap me. That slap was really meant to hurt me. Blood immediately started to flow from my mouth. I tried to open my mouth, but a tooth fell out, and the pain sent tears streaming down my face, from pain. Ugh, did you get that on camera? If not, I took the hit for nothing. Of course, Audrey. A scourge of society like you should be shown to everyone. Oh, by the way, this is live streaming. The reporter excitedly replied to me. Good that you got it. I nodded and glanced at the comments. Blooming wealth, I can't believe there are such ungrateful wretches. Good hit, hit her until she's dead. Immaluker, exactly. I used to like this blogger, but now I scoffed. Sansana, right. I thought this blogger's video style was very aggressive. Didn't expect her to be this kind of person. I noticed the comments were all cursing me. I didn't know what Sharon and her daughter had said before this. But it didn't matter. Sharon tried to slap me again. I grabbed Sharon's hair and dragged her to the ground. Sharon must not have reacted in time, she stumbled and fell to the ground. I sat on her waist, holding her down, pulling her hair with one hand. Punch after punch landed squarely. Ah, you little beast. I'll make you go to jail. Ethan, quick, help me. Chelsea, help your mom, boo-hoo-hoo. Ethan was so absorbed in filming the great content that he couldn't pull himself away, and Chelsea stood frozen in fear. Mommy, I'm scared, boo-hoo-hoo. Mommy, how can I help you, boo-hoo-hoo? My years overseas were not for nothing. I knew how to inflict the most pain without leaving any marks. Call the police, Chelsea, Chelsea finally seemed to react, tremblingly picked up her cell phone to call the police. Is this 911? Boo-hoo-hoo, my mom's been beaten to death. No, she's about to be beaten to death. Please hurry. Good, saved me the trouble of calling the police. Audrey, you stop, boo-hoo-hoo. Saying this, she even pushed me, but her strength was as weak as a weakling. Yet I still had to put on a show, pretending to be pushed aside by her great strength. Chelsea, you hit me? I think I broke something. I pathetically squeezed out 2 clear tears, and stood up as if to fight. I'll fight you to the death, crying, she charged forward, and I beat Chelsea up again. I even specifically used only one hand, every punch landed, but left no visible mark. Mommy help me. Her mom, of course, couldn't save her, she was still on the ground, clutching her waist. Come on, everyone, look, boo-hoo-hoo, my life is miserable. My husband's daughter has been this rebellious since she was a child, ungrateful wretch. We've never wronged her. Who knew she's not just ungrateful, but she even hit me and Chelsea. Boo-hoo-hoo. Everyone, don't be fooled by her. The video she posted online is completely one-sided, boo-hoo-hoo. She's been harming us since she was little, she even poured bugs into our water. Boo-hoo-hoo, her Arthur didn't even like her, she didn't care about her own biological father, she didn't even come back for his funeral, she's unfilial. Her even said before he died that she wasn't allowed into this house, boo-hoo-hoo. I pitied her. So I let her stay, but I never imagined she would film a video to slander me, boo-hoo-hoo. Netizens, I'm innocent. Even though I'm a stepmother, I've never mistreated her, boo-hoo-hoo. I rolled my eyes. I was tired from fighting too, so I stood up. I crossed my arms, signaling her to continue her act. Sharon specifically faced the camera, trembled twice, and retreated half a step. Bravo, what an act. The reporter seized the opportunity and rushed forward, shoving the camera in my face. Audrey, aren't you afraid of going to jail? Hitting someone on camera, Audrey, do you know what you're doing is illegal? Audrey, don't you feel guilty treating a stepmother who was good to you like this? Audrey, is it true that you didn't even attend your father's funeral? Comments, Sansana, Ethan is right, this woman is a scourge of society. She dares to hit someone on a livestream. Oh my god. Blooming wealth, this is a cancerous growth. Go to jail. I glanced at the comments, ugh. They were all bandwagon jumpers. This is the internet. I held my tongue. Sharon seized the opportunity and added, Audrey, I don't blame you for any of this, but you absolutely cannot live here anymore. Leave, don't come back to harm us too, boo-hoo-hoo. Good. Excellent acting. I'd give you an Oscar for best. I applauded loudly. I opened my photo gallery and found the video I had filmed earlier. I walked up to the reporter, aimed my cell phone at the camera, and pressed play. Everyone, look, this is the original video. Sharon's tone is hardly kind, is it? 10. I explained everything point by point. Everything relies on evidence. Sharon's loose tongue and smug attitude wouldn't benefit her at all. Sharon first mocked me for being miserable, then she pushed me. Oh my god, everyone, look. Actually, Sharon never liked me since she came to my house. She often instigated my Arthur to cut off my allowance. I earned all my high school living expenses myself. If you don't believe me, you can ask the Shares and students from that year, most of them know my situation. And also, on my Arthur's funeral day, my good stepmother never even told me. I knew nothing. She's full of lies. If you ask her to show evidence that she informed me, she definitely can't. And look at this part of the video, this is my house. She actually said she was letting me live here out of charity. Isn't that ridiculous? The public opinion in the comments immediately reversed. Showy, I think Audrey makes sense. It's that aunt who keeps provoking her. Blooming wealth, my relative's second daughter is just like Audrey. Trust me, they're all ungrateful wretches. Jojo, the user above sounds a lot like Sharon. Probably not a good person either. Momo Jiang, adding to the user above, my stepmother is just like that annoying old hag Sharon, selfish and greedy. At this point, Sharon grew anxious and rushed to grab my cell phone. Don't listen to her nonsense. This little brat has a sharp tongue. This is the house my Arthur gave me, I have the final say. I dodged and scoffed. Sharon, have you run out of arguments? If you want to slander me, show me some evidence. Audrey, just you wait. When the police get here, you're done for. Chelsea stood in front of Sharon and pointed at me. I snorted, fine. The police arrived immediately. Seeing the police, Sharon acted like a doting mother, running up to them and wailing, appearing as pathetic as possible. Officer, quickly arrest her. She hit us, boo-hoo-hoo, look at us too. Saying this, she pulled Chelsea's clothes up, revealing the supposedly beaten areas. But it was all untouched skin, indicating no injury, not a single bruise. 2 police officers. Who threw the first punch? The police asked. Sharon pointed at me. In contrast, my face was swollen, and blood was still flowing from the corner of my mouth. No, they threw the first punch. You can check the recording. I pointed at Ethan's cell phone. After the police finished watching, the 3-0. F you, come with us. Me fine. 11. After filing a report at the police, Sharon, Chelsea, and I immediately went to get our injuries assessed. Sharon was still yelling that she would send me to prison and make me lose everything I owned. In the end, those two had no injuries, while I had a missing tooth and was diagnosed with a minor injury. I insisted on refusing compensation, and Sharon ultimately received 3 months in detention. It was just a pity Chelsea was too weak and didn't cause me any actual harm. Otherwise, I would have dragged her in with her mom. I walked out of the police, returned to the mansion, and opened my cell phone. I took a picture of the court order, edited a caption, Sharon's gone in, congratulations. I also opened the safe and took out the property deed William had transferred to me long ago. I took a picture, blurred out sensitive information, and captioned it, this really is my house. I was too kind, letting them live here for over 10 years. From today on, those two would be kicked out. I clicked post for both videos, one by one. Immediately, people started watching. Blooming wealth, you're such a vicious woman, you'll get your comeuppance. Is 33 first floor user is triggered, she's also like Sharon. Hee, happy ending for all. That stepmother just doesn't seem like a good person. I turned off my cell phone, too lazy to bother. While was in jail for these few months, I had to seize this opportunity. A few days later, Sterling's stock plummeted because CEO Sharon was in detention. I hired a private detective and paid him to infiltrate the company to investigate evidence of Sharon taking kickbacks. Chelsea hadn't returned these past few days, so I hired a moving company to pack up her and her mom's trash. I sent it all to Kevin's house. The next day, Chelsea bombarded me with calls. I slowly answered the phone. Audrey, what do you mean by this? That's my house. What right do you have to take out my and my mom's things? I'm Callie. Ing the police, I'm telling you. I'm coming back right away, just you wait. Me, oh, go livestream it. Let everyone see me getting kicked out. Dial tone. Chelsea was so angry she hung up the phone. She must not have seen the video where I showed my property deed. Since wouldn't livestream, I would. Hello, babies. My sister just called me and said she called the police, claiming this is her house. I'm going to show you all how I make her eat her words in a bit. Soon, many people joined and started commenting. CC, whoa, these two are haunting. So dumb, my idiocy intolerance is flaring up. Blooming wealth, This woman is so vicious, exactly like my daughter-in-law. People like you will get your comeuppance. EIY, oh my god, I've seen this blooming wealth user so many times, so annoying. She must be a plant hired by Sharon, right? 12. The comments section was a heated mess. I ignored it. I had already taken out the property deed and put it in my pocket. Soon, I heard a car pull up outside. I went out to look. To my surprise, it wasn't just the police and Chelsea who got out of the car, but Kevin too. Why was he here? To back Chelsea up? It's here, this is my house, and this woman even took my family's things out. I interrupted Chelsea directly and pulled out the property deed. Oh, officer, this is my property deed, documents. Excuse me, officer, I apologize for the trouble. My stepsister and stepmother have lived here for over 10 years, and they actually thought this house was theirs. The police officer looked for a while, finally confirming it was my house. Chelsea still didn't believe it and pulled out another property deed, but the assessment showed it wasn't for this house, it was for one in the suburbs. I smiled. If only they had looked closely. The police gave the couple a verbal warning and left. I held up my cell phone. I'm live streaming now, so don't come back again. Audrey, are you that vicious? Good thing I divorced you. Do you really have to ruin your sister's reputation? Now your sister gets judged wherever she goes. The couple's faces were ashen and livid. Boo-hoo-hoo, Kevin. Chelsea squeezed out 2 fake tears. I looked at the comments and the number of viewers. They were all cursing. I finally confirmed that my good stepsister Chelsea had truly went viral. I calmly turned off the livestream. Kevin, don't think I don't know you transferred my assets. You'd better be careful. Kevin's expression changed. I clearly caught the flicker of darkness in his eyes. Let's go, Chelsea. Don't waste your breath on her. Kevin turned to get in the car. Chelsea, I wasn't lying to you, he really does have an STD. You should go get checked at the hospital. Chelsea looked at me with disdain, disbelievingly, then why are you fine? I chuckled lightly, because I didn't have sex with him. After that, I had a few days of peace. The private investigator was very efficient. He called to say he had the evidence. I took a taxi to the agreed-upon restaurant. So, what's the news? The person handed me a stack of documents. I opened it and saw pages filled with transaction records. One record pertaining to Nova was under the name Stanley. Stanley, wasn't he Arthur's good friend? I never expected Sharon to be involved with him. Perhaps he took kickbacks, and Stanley was behind the stolen orders. I knew Sharon couldn't have come up with a scheme like this on her own. Oh, right. I also found an old cell phone in the corner of a drawer. I had it repaired. Take a look at the chat history. 13. I took it and opened WhatsApp. It was Sharon and Stanley's chat history. The content was something I truly hadn't expected. Sharon, alright, Arthur isn't very conscious. If I have him sign the stock transfer agreement, will it be valid? Stanley, good, as long as it's signed, we don't need to treat him anymore. Sharon, okay, so when are we getting married? Stanley, we'll get married once my new company is off the grow. UND. This is what he gets for trying to take you from me. Stanley, remember to destroy this cell phone, Sharon. It can't be left behind. Sharon, alright, see you tomorrow. I never thought Sharon would be so careless as to not destroy the cell phone, but instead put it in the corner of a drawer. After reading that message, I was stunned. I almost dropped the cell phone. So, Arthur hadn't given away these assets willingly after all. I paused for a moment, then stood up. Thank you. This is ironclad proof of their scheme. I'll make sure they go to jail. I've already transferred the final payment to you. You're welcome. Bad people will get what they deserve. I couldn't wait. I was going to put her in jail right now. I couldn't stand seeing William's life's work being ruined. I grabbed the documents and left, hailing a rideshare. Driver, police. The driver didn't say a word and just drove off. At first, I didn't notice anything unusual about the driver, until I woke from a short nap and looked out the window again. We were in the suburbs. Driver, where are we? This isn't the way to the police, is it? That's when I noticed the driver was wearing a mask and was fully covered. Who told you to follow me? I composed myself and said calmly. It was Kevin. Vengeance has a target, go find him after you die. I was careless. I knew the way he looked at me that day was off, but I never thought he'd actually dare to kill. I tried to discreetly grab my cell phone to call the police, but I searched my pocket and couldn't find it. I didn't know when he had taken my cell phone. Don't bother. I'll make this quick for you. He actually ignored the steering wheel, pulled out a knife, and stabbed at me. I instinctively used my hand to block, while frantically banging on the car doors and window with the other hand. But it was no use. I couldn't hold out much longer. The difference in strength between a man and a woman was too great. With one stab, he plunged the knife into my stomach. It hurt so much. I tried my best to stop the bleeding from flowing too fast, but I had no strength left. I could barely see, everything was a blur. The person left, parking the car in the dense bushes. No, I can't die like this. I used my last ounce of strength and managed to grab my cell phone that the person had left on the driver's seat. I struggled to unlock it and dialed Uncle's number. I had previously linked my location to his address, so now only he knew where I was. 14, it was answered quickly. Help, I passed out. Thankfully, I had managed to make that call. I woke up again in the hospital, with tubes connected all over my body. My whole body ached, especially my stomach, which made me grimacing in pain. The caregiver saw I was awake and called Uncle, who was waiting outside the door. How are you feeling, Audrey? I've already called the police. When I received your call and rushed over, I found evidence of Sharon's crimes and have already handed it over to the police. Stanley has also been arrested. I nodded. Thank you, Uncle. If it weren't for you, I'd be dead. Uncle waved his hands dismissively, saying, consider it repaying William's kindness. However, the company's situation isn't optimistic right now. The stock price is at an all-time low. Sharon's shares are being auctioned off cheaply by Chelsea, and other senior executives at the company are also auctioning off their shares cheaply. Uncle, please help me buy all the shares. There's 20 million on my debit card, in my room in the mansion, on the table with the property deed. Oh, and was the person who tried to kill me caught? Uncle paused, then regretfully said no. The person was heavily disguised and deliberately avoided surveillance cameras. It was stolen, too. The dash cam and interior surveillance were both destroyed. They wore gloves, so there were no fingerprints or suspicious clues on the knife. I carefully recalled those eyes, feeling as though I'd seen them somewhere before. I remember now. I saw him in a video. I'll send you his ID in a bit. His son needed $1 million for surgery and he was asking for help online. Uncle, please tell the police it was Kevin who hired a hitman. Also, Kevin transferred 100 million of my ill-gotten gains. I have proof of these funds. I'll send it to you shortly, and you can give it to the police too. Alright, Audrey, you rest first. Once I'm done here, I'll go straight back to work. The company is in chaos. Uncle nodded and left the hospital room. I lay there for over half a month, and on the day I was discharged, Chelsea came to see me. She rushed into the hospital room, staring at me with furious red eyes. Are you happy now? I have an STD, my mom and Kevin are both in jail, are you happy? I have nothing left now, and people judge me when I walk down the street, are you happy? Why aren't you dead? I was bewildered. Didn't they try to hurt me? Of course I wouldn't die. Do you want to go to jail too? Get out. I glared at her, and Chelsea, startled, burst into tears and ran out. I rolled my eyes, quickly gathered my things, and took a taxi home. In the car, bored, I opened my cell phone and started scrolling through short videos. Oh, the sin. My daughter-in-law kicked me out, boo-hoo-hoo, what a misfortune for our family. My daughter-in-law got pregnant, so she just threw out her cat, didn't she? Then she aborted the baby, what a sin. My son whom I raised with such effort, actually sided with that woman. My life is so bitter, I feel like crying. After speaking, the woman wiped her tears and continued to cry. Huh? I looked at the name. Well, what do you know, it was Prosperous. I tapped open the comment section. It was Sanson, see? I told you that woman was no good. Leozi, I saw her before on Audrey's family drama livestream. She said Audrey was a scourge, but I think she is more like one. People treat their cats like their own children, how could she ignore their why? She's so much? Good streak, you young people are so ignorant. Haven't you read about toxoplasmosis, parasite, in cats? Annoyed, get lost, ma'am. You only get it from eating cat feces, do you eat it? Disbelief, I don't believe you. You say you were kicked out? Unless you're sleeping on the street tonight. I opened the keyboard, typed a few lines, and hit send. Audrey, hilarious. Thanks for watching today's story. If you liked this video, please like and share with friends. We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to share your views, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great stories. See you next time.